Good afternoon, YouTubers. It's that time of day again to take a look at some XRP price action. And also, in work, they've decided that TradingView is now on their list of blocked websites. So I actually have to spend my day now doing what I'm supposed to instead of looking at the charts, which I enjoy doing. So that will be interesting moving forward, more along the lines of playing into the sort of swing trading that I've adopted over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So it's not a bad thing necessarily. Should stop me looking at the charts and getting distracted by lots of different things going on. So first thing is first, I put out a bit of a morning snapshot 11 hours ago. So this was when I woke up around 5 o'clock. Obviously we're coming up to 5 to 5 here in the UK. So this morning, price had pushed up to the 200 EMA. And my thoughts at the time were, if we're respecting this level, you can see a couple of hour candles start to push down. Possible retest of this trend line, and then we could maybe see some moves up. So let's have a little look at the chart. I'll probably say this at the beginning, actually. This is obviously only my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving out investment advice. All I'm simply doing is taking the time to have a look at the price chart and see what price is doing, and based on this information, giving my thoughts on what I feel may happen. So I haven't actually been able to look at this chart all day, so this is all new to me as well, so I can't really prepare anything at all. So first things first, let's just get rid of these, that one for starters. So price continues to respect that EMA, and we have pushed down and we have broken below this trend line, which it's not the end of the world. Obviously the EMAs here have started to cross, but again, this is a lagging indicator, so it could be a possible sign that price is going to try and push down again. As you can tell, it's not really been as dramatic as this price movement here. It's again, it's started to make its own range. So on the hour for what we're looking at today, let's just do this in white, and we'll just make that a little bit lighter. We've sort of come into this hour price range, so let me just move that there. And there's a few things that are jumping out at me, so we'll really just look at the points where it's mainly hit. So it's just increase the old white. So we've pushed up to the top, again come back down into the, what's that, the 52.5, 52.500 cent range. This could be, let's just get rid of these ranges completely. Let's have a little look at where we're retracing overall. So yeah, we've broken this particular trend line, but there's nothing to say that if we go to the 4-hour chart, for example, the larger time frame range could be something, or the trend even could be that. And this is what we always got to do. You always got to look at all the time frames just to get an idea. So again, although we're at the 200 EMA on that 1-hour chart, price is pushed up to the 50 EMA chart, the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart. And if we go to the one daily, that's probably going to be like the 14, pushing up. Well, not quite the 14 EMA. I'm on Bitfinex, yeah. So again, we've created a good solid base around here, like we've been looking at all week. So really, on the daily, you could argue that despite these massive pushes, the truer price range might be somewhere around there, and the top of the range will be, around here. So we're still moving sideways. Nothing is really changed, although there's been some bullish action. Not really too much has changed, because it's moving slowly. It's moving up and down. I mean, for some people, I mean, typically this sort of type of pattern you'd look at when we're right at the bottom of the range, but there's a, once we've got this impulse up, there's a possible bullish head and shoulders type pattern going on. Again, it's just sort of things that are jumping out at me from the shape the price is forming, and anyone that's been trading a long time will have similar sort of views of, you know, where price is going. So what we're sort of doing at the moment is we formed the left shoulder, we've come up, created the head, created the neckline, right shoulder, and then if we break this neckline, which again would tie in with that 55 cents level, again, it seems to be a very strong range at the moment overall. So, you know, what we have to do as well, just because I had the trend line drew there this morning, there's nothing to say that the trend really on the higher time frame isn't something along the lines of this. I mean, to try and get some extra confluence, we can take some measurements just to sort of see what is going on. Again, there's a lot of wicks, you know, which is pushing, it's sort of like a tug of war at the moment. And again, you know, from this point here, from this swing low, so we've obviously created this low, we've created a higher high, we've come down, created a higher low. Obviously this point has created a lower high, but we have created a higher low just here. So again, a similar sort of 1, 2, 3 could potentially take place. We're at the 618 off of this impulse move here, which if we just draw in a quick little 1, 2, 3 ABC sort of pattern, you know, where would an equal measure move take us if I do something like this? And you know, by now, so we've got 618 there. What is a fib inversion? Just to give an indication of where we might go, let's just whack in the old 1.168. This is just, again, this is just me. This is where I look at confluence and from testing it on other pairs, and you know, it has rung true. I mean, again, that does put us around the 56 cent level, which does push us back up into structure if we had an equal move there. A larger sort of potential flag, but again, it's still moving, in my opinion, sideways. Although we've had the good sort of impulse up from these lows, we're in the middle of this overall price range, so we're pretty much in no man's land. And again, I really feel that this is due to the fact that we're still in an area of speculation. You think how all the news that comes out at the moment affects your own bias, and I wouldn't say arguments, I'd say heated discussions from different camps, different people on the internet about where XRP is, what it should be doing, what it should be classed as, and that feeds directly into the price movement of what's going on. Again, as I've said in the last few videos, for me to really feel that price is going to start moving up, it's up at 60 cents. We need, in my opinion, from a price action point of view, to see something really move. Now, you know, these things can happen quite suddenly, as we've seen in the past. Again, we're just building a lot of structure, and again, if you are looking at this, it is just going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not really moving in either direction. I mean, obviously these EMAs just give us a indication of where it could go. That's not a definitive, you know, it must, because it's hit the 50 EMA and it's created a wick and it's pushing down, it must stay down. But there's nothing to say that could be the case. I mean, we could always push down and retest this level, the 52 cents level, before we move up. Or we could come back down, like I said before, and retest the bottom of the range. I think for us to really see some price move, I think something definitive needs to come out to really give the market more of a kick at the backside, and more of it for investor sentiment and morale, I think. Because again, it's just a lot of speculation going on. There's not really a lot more I can add to the price action side of things, because we've tested some highs, we're retesting some lows, but again, as I've been saying in the last issue, we're looking left, we're coming back down into structure, and what we're seeing every time we're sort of hitting some structure, you're seeing an attempt, a push down, an attempt, push down. What you need, like we did here, was a clear break and close above, then price has come back down, we've retested this level, we did break above, create a new high, come back down, almost pushed and retested, but then again price broke below, and we're just sort of floating. To give an example of how fast things can move, for example, I was talking about yesterday on the pound yen. I did get filled in my order, which was nice to wake up to, and price from this level, as you can see, it's sort of pretty much filled, hit the 618, and then price went down 100 and call it 108 pips down into structure. My target was here, so I was about halfway there, and then prices reversed, hit my stop, which was 50 pips. So let's have a look. So from here, it was 4-1 for me, but my stop was 50 pips because that's part of my approach. And look at that, it's a bit of a we've come up, hit the 200 EMA, and then prices come back down, but hit my 50 pip stop. But more importantly, it's pushed down 108 pips, and then that took what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That took about 8 hours to go down, and in the space of 2 hours, the price hit the structure, and it reversed and moved up about 163 pips, 62, 162, 163. Call it 162 for sake of argument, which, that maybe wasn't the right place to get in for a short. I have to take a step back now. It's fine, That the good thing is when you follow a plan and you've got the trades that do work out. I mean, I checked how many trades I've taken this month. Not all of them were using a 50 pip stop. A lot of them were using a smaller stop. But I think I've taken 12 trades this month, since the beginning of June. Some were using a lot smaller stop loss of 20 pips, maybe 10 pips, which, surprise, they got hit quite quickly. But out of 12 trades, I've had 8 losses and 4 wins, which gives me a win rate of 25%. But overall, I'm still profitable. So even though, I've only won 4 trades out of 12, I'm still up, which that's the whole point of the strategy. I mean, obviously, I would like to, still got areas to tweak. I mean, looking at this, I should have been looking at the higher time frames like I've been banging on about. But again, we're currently below the 200 EMA. Price has been floating around, pushed up to the 50, been respecting the 14. So maybe the area I need to look at now, because I've still got a bearish outlook on this pair. Maybe I should have waited for this level, because that really pushes up into previous support, could turn as resistance, and then the inversion target, as per my approach to things, is down here. So that would give us, would give me a target of 374 pips, and my stop loss of 50 pips. Where does that go? 50 pips, that's 100. Above these highs here, which on the 4 hour puts us above these highs, which, some people might say you need to put up above here, but, I've got my approach to this strategy, and I just got to wait now. I mean, I could be wrong, and price could just reverse from here, and I maybe should have been measuring my fib instead of from this high. Maybe I should have measured my fib from this point, and look where we are, right at the 618, popped up to the 50, bit of confluence. Look at these wicks. That's another, price has already moved down, couldn't check it and work, so I'm just going to wait. But again, it's with XRP at the moment, we haven't really got the movement with the money that's being put in here, and you probably will hear this more and more as we push on, that once the institutional money starts coming in, that's when we're really going to see where price is really capable of going. Back before Christmas, it was speculation, which then a bit of hype, and I've seen there's a few videos of people talking about hype, and that's true. I mean, the reason I try to stick to just these charts is because there isn't any hype in this information. All we're looking at is what is actually happening in the market. This tells us exactly what we need to know, which is factual information around where price is going, where it's been, where it's tested before, and from there we can work out the probability of where price might go. We could be right, we could be wrong, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see. So that is where we are again. If we respect this line, possible retest of 52,500, then see a bit of a retest up. We will wait and see. But for the time being, I mean, even on the daily, let's have a quick look. I mean, overall, you know, I think we still could try and retest this 14 EMA on the daily. For the weekly, just having a quick look here to see what's going on. Just get rid of all this. Yeah, good signs, you know, a bit of a doji form in there, which could, you know, some people will read that as indecision in the market, which could be a turning point for the price to move up. And, you know, we're back down at the lower base. So we will wait and see. As always, if you liked the video, please like it. If you want to subscribe, please do so. I just hope that, again, the content you've watched there for the last 15 odd minutes or so, me waffling on, taken some value, helped to understand what's going on with the price. Maybe you can look at the chart yourself and start to just have a play, because it's the more you look at it. I've looked at charts pretty much every single day for the last probably 5-6 years now. Probably a good 5 years at least. Because I was in a position where I could, where in my work I can look at the chart, but it's every single day just absorbing myself into this to really understand what's going on. What I'm trying to do now is probably the reverse, which is not needing to look at the chart as much because of the approach we're trying to take. And the whole point of doing these sort of things is to try and get freedom, and you can't have freedom if you're sat in front of your computer all day looking at charts and looking at every possibility. So, like I said, good level, could see some pushing up, but thank you for everyone who has viewed the videos, who's shared it, who's retweeted, obviously little bits and pieces. I don't really know how the last videos had a lot more views than most of them, which is a nice surprise. But I will stop waffling now. So we will take a look tomorrow morning at the price action. And again, when I come home from work, we can have a fresh look and see what price has done. But for the time being, take care. Again, as I've mentioned at the beginning, it's not financial advice, just my opinion. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't take the opinion of everyone on the internet too seriously. Do your own research. Be confident in the facts that you have found, not the opinion of someone else, not even me. You know, this is just my opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be right. I can be wrong. So, you know, just a pinch of salt. I think if more people did that, didn't get too mixed up with the hype, we would be a lot happier, because we're always looking at the day-to-day movements rather than the weekly, the monthly, the yearly. Again, this is a 5-year investment, 5, 6 years, 10 years investment for me and for my brothers and for my dad. So we've got I mean, my dad doesn't even check the charts. You know, he's invested a lot more money than I have, but he'll check the news. And that's right, as far as it goes. He's sort of just left it, forgot it, and he don't even worry about it because he's not looking at it 24/7 like we are. Anyway, enough waffle. Have a good evening, guys.